Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's working late tonight, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Thursday. Almost the weekend, we're getting there. So I hope everyone's well, everyone's safe, look after yourselves, after the people you care about. We do live in these interesting times, don't we? So, today we are going to pick up where we left off, I suppose, with our series Life After Caretaking. For anyone who's not familiar, this series follows creator Cynthia Beaumont. Her channel has taken a number of different directions as of within the last year. It was Cynthia and Thomas Beaumont. The channel was her and her husband, and he unfortunately passed away about 6 months ago. Suddenly, not so suddenly, but suddenly. And she's been on her own managing the channel. And, she's a widow, so she lives alone. And it's taken a few directions. There's been hauls, there's been opening hauls, there's been a lot of hauls, and then there was Dollar Tree hauls too. Uh, and then tea talking, smack talking, Richard Simmons videos. She was trying to hit and miss, trying to hit her stride. And what I think she's found her stride as of late is talking shit on people, throwing fans under the bus, that kind of thing. And that was what we showed last week. There was a particular fan who had a falling out with her and saw her for her evil ways, I guess she would have put it. And Cynthia dragged her through the mud for like 3 days with videos, talked about her politics, talked about her finances, talked about all sorts of stuff. Things that sounds like they were said in confidence between the two of them, maybe on a DM or something, but was put right out on Main Street. And then, of course, the stalker update, and how Cynthia handled that situation. Now, as of last week, of all the theories that have been floating around, Cynthia identified the person who she believed was her stalker. His name is Jimmy. Jimmy was allegedly an old friend of Cynthia's, going back years and years and years. So this was not a hater. Not a hater from like YouTube. This was a real life person that Cynthia knew. And this person did take responsibility for doing it, I guess. There's a number of different forums where things end up getting posted. So this, I guess, had come to the surface. So that was where we left off last week. Cynthia had made a couple videos identifying this person who, I think Authentic Sass, good channel by the way, check it out, had said it when she was doing one of her reaction sort of things. If Cynthia was sure 100% that it was Jimmy who did it, there's measures to go through legally to try to address that. But the video that she made that smeared everybody he knew and his friends and his wife and everything, that video's gone. That video has been taken down. The other one without the receipts is still there, but I think there was a privacy claim or strike on it that there was uniquely identifiable information in the video, and so it didn't stand. So that one came down. So, where do we go this week? We'll start light. We'll start with something light this week. Dollar Tree hauls. Now, how many videos can you make out of a Dollar Tree haul? Because our girl can make 5. 5! And she just splits them up. Halloween decor, autumn decor, games, food, crafts, all sorts of different stuff. Now, she just sat down and filmed all in one day. That's not unique to Cynthia. A lot of people film in once. I think Amber Lynn Reed, I remember watching her one time, and she was like 3 to 4 weeks ahead filming. She just films, schedules, and they come out. So, not unique to Cynthia. But, 5 hauls. My God, I got her up here because I'm so obsessed. Dollar Tree crafts, Dollar Tree cat toys, Halloween stuff, and she has a witch's hat on, which doesn't look too bad. It's costumey. Decor, fall decor, Halloween scarves and socks, because she's got a foot fetish following now, apparently. Hey, it takes all kinds, okay? I want to pass judgment, but there's a whole section of society that thinks what Mark and I do is punishable by death. So I really, I guess it's all relative. So, the next thing, besides that, we'll go a little further. A failed collaboration with another YouTuber. Not just YouTuber, but another person she had met via YouTube and I guess through Instagram. Now, she didn't name this person in the video, but of course everything comes out in the wash when you're on social media. So how did she title this video? It was like another clapback Guess Who. Something like that. A cliffhangery thing. Tea time Guess Who. So she tells a story of a gentleman that she had met on Instagram. She mentions the blue check. He had a blue check. And they were talking back and forth. And the gentleman is a celebrity of sorts. He's an entertainer. And I guess there was discussion of maybe collaborating. I don't know who initiated that exactly. They had texted back and forth. Maybe they had spoke on the phone or videoed. She was watching his videos. He was watching hers. And this person she was talking to, whose name was revealed to be Adam Barta, I guess was sort of a fan of hers, a recent fan. He had seen some of her recent work. He hadn't seen the years of footage the rest of us have seen, but he had seen some of her recent stuff and was interested. And Adam does collaborations also with some, there's some reality star celebrities. I know some comedians he had worked with too. And he's pretty well connected in some circles, actually, and has done some entertaining himself. So, it fell through. Okay. She was talking to him or watching one of his videos, and she heard her video in the background and immediately assumed that he was going to be cutting it up to make a hate video about her. He wanted to do a panel, I guess, and she didn't want to do that because, I don't know, she felt she doesn't want to be on, she doesn't want to be put on the spot, probably. So she made up some reason she didn't. And then in her all her arrogance did remind him that she has 15,000 subscribers on YouTube and he only had 4,000. And did one of these. Okay. Now, it's not the only measure of success. If you're a YouTuber and nothing else, and have no other appreciable skills, and don't measure your success by anything else than that number, then yes, I suppose you could brag. There's other measures of success in life, and especially for someone who's an entertainer, there's other platforms people use. There's plenty of people that are famous celebrities, entertainers of all kinds, who don't use YouTube at all because they have other social media they use, or they get gigs in person. People actually pay to see them in person, believe it or not. So I think Cynthia probably burned a bridge there, threw too much attitude at it. So, all through this video, where she's trash-talking this guy, so arrogant. She was so arrogant, and it was so... if she knew how stupid she sounded, because she really doesn't know who she was talking about. Not that this guy is, you know, the toast of New York high society, but he's not a nobody. And especially if Cynthia's trying to he's a step up from where she is, at least, okay? So, she messes it up. She messes the whole thing up. And during the whole video, she's saying, I know in the reaction he's going to say this. I know in the reaction. She's just trying to get a reaction. So, he live streams a reaction. He starts it and says, here's the one I know you're waiting for, and reacts to Simply Sarah. I was effing dead. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Then he did answer some questions back and forth. There was people commenting about it, and he said as much, that YouTube isn't, you know, the only medium people use, and there's other ways people track their following and success and things like that. So, she was unwise to burn that bridge. That was probably the closest I've heard her mention. She would enter contests to win the chance to talk to the kind of people that he probably has on speed dial. You know what I mean? He's well connected, especially in the reality TV world, it seems like. I went through his page, and frankly... I know some people, and I got a very good character reference for Adam Barta. He's Hollywood, kind of, you know, so he's larger than life, and, you know, who doesn't love a camera when you're an entertainer, but he's a very, very nice guy as well. So, and that came from a very good source, first person, like, source. So, she messed it up. She messed it up. Because I think he probably would have tolerated a little bit of her BS, but not as much as she was willing to throw out. So there goes collaborating. Stupid, stupid. I think she's still doing the, not YouTube shorts, TikTok, I don't know. 5-second cat videos. 2 kittens, 2 cats. Cats playing with Dollar Tree stuff. Try my skinny cow stuff. So the videos become less and less about anything drama related over the last, I'm gonna say 2 days, 3 days. The last dramatic video was 4 days ago, and that was about Adam. Then nothing. And then actually in the last couple days, there was almost no videos at all. No tea, no drama, niente, nada. So then let's get into the stalker update. Okay. So, of course, now I think Mark and I have said before, and I'll let you know now. People, because I follow Cynthia, send us lots of stuff. Instagram, Facebook, stuff that's copied from different places, screenshots of stuff, a lot of screenshots of stuff. So things come in, and sometimes it sounds like it's legitimate, and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you sit on it and wait and see if it pans out, and sometimes you're not sure it's the truth, so you don't repeat it because you don't want to lie. But something came in to us last night, and I know it went to a couple other creators as well. So this came in. We did a video last night christening our Instapot. We made pumpkin soup, and in the middle of all the comments about how good it looked, because it did, okay, 1 second, there was this comment mixed in with, by the way, the soup was good. You would never believe it was cooked in 10 minutes. I'm not sponsored by Instapot, but it was a lovely gift we got, and it was just really, it was very, very, very tasty. So I get this message from, and it's on a comment under our Instapot video, and it's from a Robin who is reposting another person. And Jimmy Gleason is the person, again, that Cynthia identified as who she believed the stalker was. And there was someone who was identifying themselves as Jimmy Gleason in a few different places online, saying, yeah, it was me. I took responsibility, it was nobody else. Which people found interesting because she's accusing someone of a crime, and the person saying, yeah, it was me, do something. So it was, the whole dynamic of it is kind of, I think, having people go, you know, because people don't trust Cynthia's word, but then nobody really knows Jimmy, and I think people maybe find it peculiar that someone would document a crime, admit to it, document it. Well, here's the document it. Jimmy Gleason uploaded a video of himself putting a note on Cynthia's door. People are pretending they never knew about this. Well, I can tell you now, I was on that private Facebook page. This is the hate group Cynthia will talk about sometimes. I was on it when Jimmy Gleason turned up months ago, and so was Pam Talks. They're all pretending they never encouraged this guy. Well, yes, they did. They were all over him like a rash. Now they're saying Cynthia asked Jimmy to put the note up, and keeping quiet that he was on that group's page months ago, and that most of them were members. I don't know what's going on, but when it comes to physical stalking and people calling SWAT teams, the law needs to be involved. And if Cynthia thinks she can get away with anything illegal, along with everyone else who may be involved, I can tell you now, Google is monitored all the time. Everything you say and do is recorded. Here's a video. You have to put in a password to watch, which is password with a capital P. I put it on Pam's. It is still there. Watch this, guys. And then 20 minutes after that, I got another comment in all caps that said, did you see my comment? So apparently there was some sense of urgency that I see this. And I did. And it's a video of Jimmy putting the stuff up. So to any degree that I would have accused Cynthia of lying, I don't know. I apologize. However, there's muddied waters when it comes to this. There's a boy who cried wolf factor. There was her response to it, which seemed not how a stable, normal person would respond, which seemed weird. There's the whole drama of it playing out on YouTube, a very private, potentially criminal act, according to Cynthia, because remember, the cops came and fingerprinted this note, okay? Came and fingerprinted it. So, I mean, at this point, they should just go pick Jimmy up, right? If a crime was committed and he admitted to it and it's documented and the evidence is there, if a crime was committed, something should be happening. If not, there was no crime. It was just what it was, I guess. So, let me see what was left off. So, from these receipts, Cynthia identified the receipts in the video. She identified all his friends and slathered them all over YouTube. YouTube didn't like it and the video's gone. So that's gone. She'll probably say she took it down, enough people had seen it, she made all the money she was going to make off of it, blah, blah, blah. She would never take it down. It's there. The evidence comes out that Jimmy did do it and he filmed himself. Okay. And then the link to the video, which had a password, which went out. I saw that Candy had put up a video. It might be now. She might be live, actually, talking about it. I don't know. And she has the video up. I have the link to it. I'm actually going to, as we're talking, probably delete that comment because when links show up in videos, the creator's accountable for that content and where the link goes. So other creators have put up the content if you want to go find it. But I don't think I'm going to have it here. So I'll wait till this video actually goes up. So it'll be up for well, it doesn't matter. You won't know. But I'm taking it down. So let's see. So now, popular theories. Popular theories. Well, the original one was Cynthia wrote the note herself. I guess that's gone. Cynthia said that she called the police after one note was left, and they were going to fingerprint it and do all that. Now, does that sound reasonable if you find a note there near your house that they're going to come and dust it for prints? No. No, that doesn't make any sense. That level of attention is not given to something so small, frankly. So when you add her hysterics and dramatics to something that could have been a serious situation had it happened to anybody else, and the way she's reacting so publicly and spreading out her probably fear as anger across a broad spectrum of people, not only her fans, but others. If she has a baseline level of fear because she feels like Jimmy is, out to get her or something, then it could be spilling out sideways. That could maybe explain why she's picking off fans left and right. Or some of her other weird behavior. However, even before she had a stalker, she had weird behavior, so we just can't write everything off, I suppose. So, someone in her building, a neighbor, the super, none of it. None of it. Pam's minions, there goes that theory. The new one that's creeping out, as mentioned here, was Cynthia in cahoots with Jimmy. I want to say no, because, the evidence doesn't look like it. She has known Jimmy for years, according to her, and that they grew up. And it sounds like, and Jimmy has said that he's forever grateful with the things they did for him when he was a kid. And it sounds like they did, that Cynthia's mom and him really took him in and took care of him. You gotta call good deeds where they are. If you're gonna call bullshit where it is, you gotta call the nice stuff. And they did do that. However, apparently there was a falling out. So were they in cahoots? I don't know. This is. Can we all just take a deep breath? Okay. All right. Let's just everybody just calm down here. Okay. Everybody go back to your corners. All right. Me included, because. All right. Okay. So where are we at now? What's on the table? Who knows what? And what's happening next? Okay. So Cynthia is now aware, with evidence, that it was her old friend Jimmy who put 2 notes on her building, one on the building and there was something on the bench, that it was him, that he filmed himself doing it, and that's what it is. So she can choose to do something with that information or not. Whether she does something with it, like take it to the authorities, and they do anything with that information, is out of her hands. She can only present it. If it's actionable, it's actionable. If it's not, it's not. And that's pretty much it. Now, I find it peculiar that Jimmy would document all that, but that's his prerogative, I guess, to do. That was, done at his own risk as far as filming it and sharing it. To my understanding, it wasn't leaked out because he had recorded it. So, that's curious to me, but again, that's his choice to do that and to put that up. My question, there's also tangential people that have been pulled in here because other information has come out, other reactors or reviews, other people have been pulled in because there's been discussions of, when this person was swatted, whose name was brought up. Did you ask this person to swat me? Did you ask this person to do that? And then there was another creator who said she had a tank at her house. Everybody, let's just take a breath. Okay, Cynthia, if you want to do something about it, go do something about it. If the cops tell you you can't, then just leave it alone. If you're scared, get another lock for the door. I would be curious to know what the end game of this is. The thing is, though, with actual stalking, not just, tape it on a note to a door, but like ones where there's actual threats made on a person, something along the lines of "I'll get you," or a serious threat on a person's life, not just the I don't know harassing kind of ones. It escalates, and then it escalates, and it escalates. Well, the kibosh seems to have been put on the escalation because the perpetrator's been identified, so it would be easier to narrow it down to who it was and what actions to take. So that's Cynthia, that's Jimmy, that's the other two or three people who were pulled in because it was believed that Jimmy was solicited to do some swatting. Solicited allegedly by Cynthia to do swatting. You see all this alleged stuff? And let me be frank, because I am not a good YouTube gossiper exactly. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to keep up with all this stuff. This is why this is not a 7-day-a-week drama channel, because I'm an empath, kind of, and following along with so many people's different feelings is really, really, really exhausting. It's exhausting. It's confusing, and YouTube being YouTube, it's hard to tell who to trust. It's hard to tell who's telling the truth and who's not. It's hard to trust people's judgment. It's hard to understand why someone who felt like they were the victim of a crime would make a huge video about it. I find it curious that someone who may be, in the process of harassing another person or trying to get another person's goat, would document themselves doing it. But that's something that happened too. Every piece of this just has a little bit of outrageousness attached to it. That not only one creator would, ask another one to leave a nasty comment. No, I'm going to ask you to go to their house with tanks. Not just, can you leave something dirty on their message board? It's like, no, can you go over there with a SWAT team? Let's just calm down now. Can we all just, everybody, look, I'm just trying to pay the rent. Okay? I would love for Cynthia to go back to burning turkeys. I'm making a plea right now. Go back to burning turkeys, butchering HelloFresh boxes. I would be more than thrilled to have a cheeky discussion about how you couldn't smell honey burning at 450 degrees for 2 hours. More than happy to talk about that. I would much rather talk about that than you sitting in fear because you think people are all out to get you, or not leaving the house because of corona, or haters and tea. It would be much more lighthearted for me, and I think you'd probably like it better. You've said you don't like that this is what your channel has turned into. However, you've also said tea pays the bills, and Cynthia likes money and views. So what is the lesson for all of us in this? Well, choose your friends carefully. Obviously, I don't mean to be a dick, but, come on. Let's see. Private matters should probably best be handled off YouTube. Now, it makes for fun viewing. It makes for dramatic viewing. It makes for fun stuff to talk about on a well, not fun stuff to talk about on a Thursday. It's something to talk about on a Thursday. But this is now to the point that there's enough information that's been disclosed that if she wants to do something about it, she can. And that doesn't mean that the authorities would do anything about it, but it's all out in the open. So if it's actionable, it's actionable. If it's not, it's not. That's it. Unless it escalates. And I'd be very surprised if it did, since the person, Jimmy, has identified himself as the person who was engaging in it. So, yeah, I would say keep it off YouTube. Keep it off social media. If you don't want attention drawn to it, don't draw attention to it. It's your choice to put it up. We can all make our own choices, but we're not all free from consequences. And social media can be brutal. And Cynthia has a track record of exaggerating, misleading, lying. So when she makes an accusation, people don't believe her right away. They don't, which is why she was not believed probably this whole time. And then her reactions are grandiose and over the top. It's not good. It's like a boy that cried. Like I said, it's like a boy that cried wolf kind of situation. So now that things appear to be out in the open, which I'm filming this earlier in the day, by the time I put this up, some other bullshit's going to come forward. But as of this time, right now, we are, as far as I know, up to date. So it's all out in the open, I guess. And I guess we'll see from there. So pick your friends carefully. Keep private matters private. I guess. And, I guess remember safe distance. Safe distance. This is, this is Cynthia's real life, and this is Jimmy's real life. And this is happening, to them, and I am watching it. And we are watching it. We are observing it, we are commenting on it, we are having feelings about it and thoughts about it, but it's not actually happening to us. So, for those of us who get very riled or very hot about it or very opinionated about it, that's what entertainment's for. That's what the viewing is for, to get into it and to do that. But before any of us get so, like, extremely angry or extremely, enough that you'd go off the handle and swat somebody, try to keep it in a little bit of perspective and keep a little distance between yourself and the drama, because drama can turn really nice people into complete assholes too. I know people get very defensive of the creator that they're watching, and they'll sometimes go like right for the throat if somebody insults that person or comes for that person or whatever. But a situation like this, which shouldn't even be on YouTube at this point, I don't know that I even like commenting on it, really, honestly. But it's on TV! So there you go. Well, I guess we'll see what the next week brings. I'm praying. Burnt turkeys. Cynthia, if you're watching, burn a turkey. For me. Please. Burn a turkey. I would love to talk about you burning a turkey. I'd love it. I don't want you to be in your house, afraid to go outside without a mask and your hammer. I'd love for you to go to New York, come home, burn a turkey. I'll talk about how you held the camera funny, and how you must have known that the turkey was burning, and how you'll force yourself to eat it because you'll never admit that you burned it. I would love to do a video like that. I would love to do something like that. I don't want to talk about this kind of stuff anymore. I don't want it for your life, and I don't want to, you know what I mean? So that's person to person. To the extent, I know burn in hell, Steve, but person to person, that's what I would hope for you. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you get the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle is at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact info is all listed down below. Thank you again, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.